heard from your son.
I think we were just trying to figure out where it came from. Is this a job fair? Is this a job fair?
Yeah, that's when we talk about that. So potential vendors that are actually at the high school for what's next there. A little bit about this, just this last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This side, I see all.
Yeah.
What time do you have, Shay?
6:59 p.m. Mouse isn't working, but you have to pull it in if you want it to work. Let's change out.
I have 7:00 p.m. Shay, calling the meeting to order. We do have a quorum. May I have a motion for approval of the agenda?
So move.
Is there a second? Moved in second. We're ready for the question. Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Riverview Excellence, Mr. Sistrunk.
Good evening, Dr. Beckwith, Mrs. Oswald, Mrs. Morrow Real, Superintendent, colleagues, and community. Today for Riverview Excellence, we want to recognize Tiandra Bland, the principal of Lewis and Clark Elementary School. Lewis and Clark Elementary was selected as a recipient of Project Backpack by Ivy Storehouse. The project supplies fully stocked backpacks to educational institutions led by exemplary members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. The Project Backpack Selection Committee made the following comments regarding the choice of Mrs. Bland and Lewis and Clark Elementary School. It said, "Happy World Teachers Day. Thank you for applying to be an educator recipient for Project Backpack. We are thrilled to announce that your institution has been selected. Your enthusiasm for your students shine through in your application, and we were truly touched by your submission. Ivy Storehouse is honored to supply your classroom with these fully stocked backpacks. We would also like to thank you for being a positive role model for our youth and for the exemplary work that you do in the classroom and beyond. You are shaping the minds of the next generation, and we are incredibly proud of the dedication that you showcase as an educator. And those backpacks will be delivered no later than Sunday, October 31st by Ivy Storehouse. So we'll look forward to getting some photos of that, but congratulations to Tiandra Bland and Lewis and Clark Elementary. And that's all I have.
Okay, congratulations to you, Principal Bland. And we extend our appreciations to Alpha Kappa Alpha Incorporated and the Ivy Store. Moving on with our agenda. Any announcements, Ms. Morrow Real?
Yes, I'm still interested in seeing if principals will submit names of parents that might be interested in representing Riverview Gardens at the Special School District Parent Advisory Committee. It's not too late. They can still reach out to me. All the meetings right now are virtual. So it's not like they have to drive out to, the headquarters or what have you. So I'm really interested in seeing if you'll submit names to me and I can talk to them and tell them a little bit about what to expect. So please, please, please check with your parents. That's it.
Ms. Oswald?
Yeah.
The Riverview Garden Education Foundation donated books to the classroom libraries at Lewis and Clark, grades K through 3. And the kids were really excited when we showed them covers of some of the books. They were saying, "Oh, that looks like this boy over there," or "This looks like that girl in the other classroom." So they were really happy to have a new book.
Our thanks to the foundation for those books. I have no announcements. Shay, do we have any patrons who wish to speak to the board?
We do not.
Then we'll move on to the superintendent's report. Dr. Spurgeon.
Thank you, Dr. Beckwith. One important item this evening, last October the 8th, from 10 until 1 p.m. at Riverview Gardens High School. They collaborated with the Little Bit Foundation for the What's Next Fair. They had 53 vendors at the event and approximately 400 of our scholars showed up. The vendors varied with a wide range of organizations, and some of the feedback comments from the students about what was best about the What's Next Fair. Some comments included things like the best part of the What's Next Fair was getting inspired. Next, learning about different careers, learning about video game design, being able to see many options, learning about jobs and college opportunities. Some vendor feedback was, quote, I was impressed by how many students interacted with us and how interested some seemed. I was also surprised at how many companies attended, many more than I would have thought would have been here. Vendors also stated we also had a group of youth very interested and eager to learn about the industry. They were very engaged and interested in learning. The conversations about the jobs in the industry was very new to most. Another vendor said, I talked to the most students at Riverview Gardens High School that I have at any other school district so far.
Wow.
And then lastly, vendors presented a span of large variety of post-secondary opportunities for high school students, and all the students were very engaged and interested in finding their next step in life. So I would like to thank the Little Bit Foundation, Ms. Nave, Dr. Perry, and all those who helped put together this absolutely fantastic opportunity for our scholars at the high school.
Right. Sounded like a good turnout and very well planned. Much appreciative. Any other comments?
Comments.
Hearing none, we'll move to 7A, 21-22 staffing plan adjustment. Ms. Williams.
Good evening, Dr. Beckwith, Ms. Moore, Real, Ms. Oswald, Dr. Spurgeon, colleagues, and community. Tonight I will be presenting an item for discussion, the 21-22 staffing plan adjustment. As you can see in the presentation, we follow the DESE class size standards, kindergarten through second grade, 25 students, third through fourth grade, 27 students, and fifth grade, 30 students. The first group are the classrooms that are above the DESE standard. And then the next section are the classrooms that are below the DESE standard. In order to maintain compliance with DESE class size standards, comparability, and district policy IHB, the following adjustments to the staffing plan are recommended. Moving one kindergarten teacher from Coke to Meadows to support kindergarten. Add one teacher to Meadows to support third or fourth grade. Add two instructional aides to Highland to support grade levels that are above the DESE and policy standard. The budget impact is budgeted. Yes, the dollar amount for one teacher, class size reduction teacher, would be approximately $66,950. That's salary and benefits. And we should be able to receive reimbursement from ESSER 2 or 3, two instructional assistants paid through the GOB at $44,182 for a total of $111,132. The recommendation, it is recommended that the Special Administrative Board at their October 26th meeting approve the adjustments to the 21-22 staffing plan to comply with DESE class size, district policy, and comparability standards, moving one kindergarten teacher from Coke to Meadows to support kindergarten, adding one teacher to Meadows to support third or fourth grade, and add two instructional assistants to Highland to support grades that are above the DESE and policy standard. Are there any questions?
Ms. Moore Real.
No questions.
Ms. Oswald.
No questions.
Okay. Ms. Williams, help me to understand if we're only moving teachers from one building to another, how that qualifies for ESSER funding from class size reduction.
Okay, so under ESSER 2 or 3, one of the options, the one teacher that we are looking to receive reimbursement from is actually not being moved. That's an additional teacher to the staffing plan. The one teacher that's being moved, that's budget neutral. So we're actually adding a teacher. So Meadows will end up with two teachers to their staff, two additional teachers.
So am I to understand that one of these teachers is a new hire?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Have no other questions. Thank you. The next 7 items belong to Dr. Patton, so I'm going to ask her to just go on a roll and give me one after another as we ask questions. Dr. Patton.
Good afternoon, Dr. Beckwith, SAB members, Dr. Spurgeon, colleagues, and community. Today I bring before you a partner membership from Gateway to Oral Health. As you all know, back in 2008, St. Louis County voters agreed to a 1/4 cent increase, a tax rate to fund the Children's Service Fund. With this fund, we are partnering with Gateway to Oral Health to bring dental health services to our scholars at no cost to the district. There is no cost to the district, so there is no budgeted amount. The recommendation is that the SAB approve this MOU to bring dental services to our students. Are there any questions?
Ms. Oswald?
Did I read somewhere it was students who didn't have insurance?
Yes, ma'am. It's students whose parents do not have insurance and they come into our schools and they support those students.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Real?
I just think it's a great program. I don't have any questions.
So do I. Dr. Patton,
Yes, sir.
I got much more out of reading the attachment that told me about the dental services and others that they're receiving than the agenda item. Where in the agenda item, other than the title, did it talk about oral assistance, dental assistance?
I don't know that it did, Dr. Beckwith.
Okay. And my point is, just put a little more meat in the agenda item in the future. Although the attachment explains it, some of that should be in the agenda item. I have no other
Duly noted.
questions. Okay. So
Thank you.
continue.
The next item for discussion for the SAB is the policy ECA, is the Building and Ground Security Firearms and Other Weapons Policy. When this policy was brought to the SAB in 2013, a motion was held that the person who held the position at that time be allowed to carry a weapon, and it specifically named the individual. What I'm doing is changing the policy for the position as opposed to the person, so that regardless to who's in that positions or those positions, they be allowed to carry a weapon as selected by the superintendent of schools. It is recommended that the SAB keep the amendment made to the policy ECA in 2014, but name the positions of Director and Assistant Director of Safety and Security rather than the specific name of the individual. Are there any questions?
Ms. Real?
I have no questions.
Ms. Oswald?
No question.
I have no questions. Continue, Dr.
Thank you.
Patton.
The next item that I'm presenting is the National Alliance of Mental Health Ending the Silence Program. NAMNE is the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization dedicated to building better lives for our students as well as all Americans with mental health. NAMNE Ending the Silence is an engaging presentation for our students so that they learn the signs of mental health for themselves as well as their family members. This is, again, at no cost to our district. It is recommended that the SAB approve this agreement with NAMI to present mental health services to our students. Are there any questions?
Ms. Oswald?
Questions, but I'm glad to see we're using this service.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Real?
I wanted to just ask, don't they also do family support for students that are in crisis?
Yes,
I know
ma'am.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Ms. Real. We can submit names of family members and families as well as our students who are struggling, and NAMNE will support them as well as some of our other MOU partners.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dr. Patton, does this program cover pre-K through grade 12?
I will verify that, Dr. Beckwith. I believe it's K through 12, but I can verify that and let you know.
Well, but K through 12 is good enough. No need to verify.
Okay.
Continue.
All right, very good. The next item before you is a limited contract with the Bellefontaine Police Department. Recently, we had to put 5 of our DSOs, district safety officers, on quarantine after being exposed to COVID. That left us at risk at the high school. And so I contacted a few of our police departments around, and Bellefontaine was willing to support us. So before you, I bring a limited contract. You will notice that the contract is dated throughout this school year. That is in the event this would happen again, we could also use their services. It is recommended that the SAB approve the contract with the City of Belle Fountain to secure officers to provide security to our high school campus from October 13th through October 18th. Are there any questions?
Ms. Morrill,
I have no questions.
Ms. Oswald?
No questions.
I have no questions. Continue, Dr. Patton.
Thank you. The next item before you is a recommendation to the SAB to increase the armed off-duty police officer working security in Riverview Gardens positions from $21 an hour to $30 an hour. We currently have 5 positions that are vacant, and we have been having difficulty filling those positions. These positions provide security for after-school events, sporting events, and extra security when needed. I've called around to Belle Fountain, Moline Police Department, as well as St. Louis County to try to drum up business or try to get applicants for this position. And I have consistently heard that we are not paying enough and they will not work for $21 an hour. So I'm recommending to the SAB that they approve an increase from $21 an hour to $30 an hour in an effort to fill these positions for extra security for our school. We do have a budgeted line item already for these particular positions. Are there any questions?
Ms. Oswald,
No questions.
Ms. Morrill,
I have no questions.
Dr. Patton, is this coming from that $230,000 line item?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please monitor that to make sure we don't take so much out of it with different activities and programs that we overspend.
Yes, sir, I will make sure.
And your last item, please.
Our last item is a discontinuation of the Securitized contract. We have been teaming with Securitized for the last 5 years to provide security to our middle school and high school campuses. After monitoring their security over the last 6 to 7 weeks, I noted that they are not really providing any different security than our district safety officers provide. And we are spending $162,000 for those 3 positions. We can employ 4 to 5 DSO officers and spend less than the $162,000 per year. So I'm recommending to the SAB that we discontinue services with Securitized and for their 3 safety officers for $162,000 and hire 4 to 5 additional district safety officers for our district at a cost lower than the $162,000 that we are currently spending. Are there any questions?
Ms. Morrill,
No, I don't have any questions.
Ms. Oswald?
Question.
Dr. Patton, is the funding, and I appreciate this kind of innovativeness, is the funding coming from that $230,000 or another line item?
It's a different line item, sir.
Okay, and how much is in that line item, you know?
There's approximately $559,000 in that line item to include our contract with the St. Louis County Police Officer for their school resource officers.
No other questions. Thank you, Dr. Patton.
Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and second. We're ready for the question. Are there any? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The motion passes. We have no action items. Therefore, I ask for, yes.
Here we got one. The
And
limited contract.
which contract?
Belle Fountain.
Okay, the Belle Fountain. It must have been a later print. Okay,
Mhm.
and I didn't catch it when you sent that out, but you did send it out. Thanks for catching me on that. Motion for approval of the Belle Fountain Police Department limited contract.
I so move.
Is there a second? Moved in second, ready for the question. Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. That motion passes. Now may I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved in second, we're ready for the question. Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The motion passes and we are adjourned. Have a pleasant evening.
Good evening.